Go snap in that mic real quick. Brandon's trying to sabotage me.
It's on, right?
It's on.
I mean,
Don't sabotage me, Brandon.
I turned it on.
You're better.
Can I hold it to one?
You can't hear me? It's a lot.
Yeah, I can't see anything. Let's know when you're ready, guys. You guys' audio working? Good? Everybody have audio? Did you already test the audio? Is the audio good?
We're good, thank you.
All right. I can't see you, so you got to tell me when you're ready. Ready.
Everybody good? Okay, we're good, thank you.
Okay. Approximately 9 p.m. on this evening, Louisville Metro Safe received a call about multiple people shot in Chickasaw Park. LMPD officers arrived to find at least 2 dead people in the park who were deceased from gunshot wounds. Another 4 were transported by either personal vehicle or by EMS to University of Louisville Hospital. As of right now, 1 of those at least is in critical condition in surgery, while the other 3 are still being treated. When officers arrived, they were able to provide medical attention to some of the victims who had been shot on scene. As of right now, we have no witnesses to this incident. We do know that hundreds of people were in the park at the time of this shooting. Hundreds of people were in the park at the time of this shooting when someone started shooting into the crowd, hitting at least 6 people. We're asking that anyone with information on this shooting, please come forward. Please help us figure this out. You can remain anonymous. Please call 574 LMPD. The other thing, I want to speak directly to whoever this shooter is. Turn yourself in. The best thing for you to do is to turn yourself in. We know that this will not end well. The best case scenario is for you to turn yourself in and stop this. Thank you. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Chief Humphrey. This has been an unspeakable week of tragedy for our city. On Monday, we lost 5 of our fellow citizens to a horrific act of workplace gun violence. And now, 5 days later, we're at another scene of a reckless act of gun violence, whereas Deputy Chief Humphrey just noted, 2 are deceased and 4 more are at University Hospital. This is not our city. This is not who we are. This is not who we want to be. We have doctors and nurses at University of Louisville Hospital right now, again, that are working to save the lives of gun violence victims. This is enough. LMPD Victim Services is again working with victims' families because loved ones have been taken too soon by gun violence. So what can you do to help? What action can you take to help? There are several things. First, as Deputy Chief Humphrey just said, there were hundreds of people at this park tonight. We understand people fled when gunshots broke out. Please help us. Please call 574 LMPD and help us identify who shot their guns tonight and have killed at least 2 people. Please help us. 574 LMPD. You can certainly remain anonymous. Also, as we move forward in the days ahead, we are going to be taking action. We're going to be taking action to prevent these acts of gun violence, whether they are mass shootings, whether they are shooting at parks on beautiful Saturday nights, whether they're individual shootings at any time of day on any street corner, or whether by suicide. We as a community must come together and take action. We must continue to support one another. We must continue to tell our friends, our family, our law enforcement, when people are struggling, when we think people have guns that shouldn't have guns. Please, let's band together. Let's help each other. Let's make this the city we want it to be. A special thanks again to LMPD, to all of our first responders that arrived at the scene quickly, our EMS responders that have taken victims to the hospital, and the medical professionals that are working right now to save lives. I hope that people have a Sunday that is calm, and I hope that as we move forward, the love and support and strength that we've seen all week long throughout this city continues to bring us together and move us towards a safer city, a stronger city, and a healthier city. Thank you. We're happy to take any questions if there are any.
You know, you mentioned Monday's tragedy. Yesterday, more shootings. Today, more shootings. What's the solution, Mayor? What do we do?
You're 100% right. It wasn't just Monday's shooting. It wasn't just today's shooting. There were several other shootings in between. We lost more lives in between Monday's mass shooting and tonight's shooting. Please put your weapons down. There are so many ways to resolve disputes, to talk to one another, to bring in intermediaries. Gun violence is not the solution to anything. Please put your weapons down. I've been optimistic throughout the week, in spite of the tragedies, that we can work with lawmakers, our state legislators in Frankfurt, to enact meaningful reform that will begin to help address these different types of gun violence that are plaguing our city. And as tragic as tonight is, as tragic as every one of these acts of gun violence is, we can only hope that this gives more people in elected office even more resolve to work together to finally take action. Thank you all very much. Have a good night.
Real quick, Mayor Greenberg, do you have any information on response time from LMPD after the incident took place, in terms of just timing?
It's my understanding that officers were on scene very, very quickly. It was difficult for them to get through the crowd of people to actually be able to locate and begin to work on the victims, but it was very quickly. I don't have the exact time though.
Do we know, was that sort of like a mass exiting of people? Were they all sort of trying to leave the scene at once?
So it sounds like, gunshots broke out in a crowd. People are going to leave. They're going to flee. They're going to try to take care of themselves. That's understandable. So that did interfere with officers trying to get on scene and find and locate victims, as well as get information. I will tell you that we had officers from every single one of all 8 of our patrol divisions that responded to this scene. It was dozens of officers, as well as multiple EMS wagons and that responded to this scene.
You can confirm there was just one shooter?
Was there a party or event happening in the park?
We don't know that. It is not uncommon. It's a beautiful night. It's not uncommon for hundreds of people to gather on a night like this.
Can you confirm there was just one shooter or multiple people shooting?
We cannot confirm the number of shooters at this time.
Do we have any initial information about the 2 people who are deceased, or do we know their ages, sex, or anything? Are you able to release that?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And I know that this has been such a heavy week for our city, but I know for you guys, being understaffed, and you had this earlier this week, and having to respond to these things, what is on your heart tonight What do you want people to know?
This is frustrating. This is very frustrating. I know that Monday was a very high-profile event, but for LMPD, for EMS, for fire, for University Hospital, for this community, this is every night. This is not okay. This has to change. We can talk about the politics of guns. We can talk about mental health issues. We can talk about the breakdown of the family. It's all of it. It's all of it. We have to be dedicated to both short-term and long-term solutions in this problem. We cannot sit up here and continue to blame other people for the problems that we have in our own community. This is both gun control issues, access to gun issues, multiple guns. This is mental health. This is people who have mental health issues need to be treated and have access to treatment. This is families who need to recognize the people in their families are going through things that they're struggling with, and they need to take care of it. We all need to be there to take care of this problem. There is no one solution to this problem. Thank you.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
They're all but I'm saying like, that's why
I heard the commercial.
she said, well, yeah, that's why I was paying it over because I was like, yeah, we're good. That thing shut off